Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost, and we're dealing with the K's. K's for Kermit. There are about 80 titles today to get through, so let's crack on. First one, California with a K. Yes, David Duchovny is writing a book. He's got his girlfriend Michelle Forbes, who was Ensign Ro in Star Trek Next Generation. Anyway, they catch a lift with Brad Pitt, Juliette Lewis. So it's a road trip with nutcases. Brad Pitt plays a really good villain. Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi, and old Ralph. What's Ralph's name? Daniel. Okay, now Daniel goes to karate class, gets picked on, so he looks for Mr. Miyagi to sort of train him up. And it's one of those cheesy 1984 I think this was. Cheesy 80s films, but it's good cheese. I like it. I think it's like a timeless film. Not so much the sequels to me. Not a big fan of sequels. But I did go for the reboot. Now this reboot is Jackie Chan as Mr. Miyagi's replacement, and Jaden Smith, Daniel's replacement. In so much as it's a reboot. So I think it's a decent film. And a lot of people hate on Jaden Smith in this role, but look at him. Could you have done what he did at your age? You know, if you were his age? I don't think so. Yeah, good film. I like it. And it plays a nice bit of homage to the old fly catching scene. I like it. Meg Ryan, Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is from the 1800s, 19th century sort of gent. And there's a time rip. He goes through it and he meets up with Meg Ryan from the 21st century. And it's all about whether like chivalry is dead. Modern fairy tale. Oh, that's a Miramax, and that's a Weinstein. Keanu. I've not seen it. I picked this up in the States when I was there, and I've just not gone around to seeing it yet. Just see if there's anyone in there that Nia Long. Nia Long, that rings a bell. Wasn't she in Big Mama's House? I think so. Keepers. Now, do yourself a favour and look up the story of Keepers. It's just amazing. It's reviewed by Lisa Loves. Go and check her channel out. Now, 3 lighthouse keepers. They go up Scotland, off the left coast of Scotland. Depends which way you're looking at me. Left coast of Scotland. About 6 hours by boat to this little rock in the middle of bloody nowhere with the lighthouse. So when they're deployed there, they're there for like 6 weeks. And these 3 lighthouse keepers, when their relief comes to overtake their shift, they're just gone off the rock, and nobody knows what's happened to them. Their bowls are still on the table. You know, the logbooks are quite haunting. The weather was pretty calm, but nobody knows. And they were never seen from again. And this kind of gives you sort of a theory as to what happened. Great film, great character study. That's a German release. Keeping Mum. Now, this is a good film. This is an Australian import. You have Rowan Atkinson, who's he's like a nerdy vicar trying to get the perfect sermon. Yeah, his wife Kristen Scott Thomas, who's being coached by a sleazy Patrick Swayze, like a golf instructor, and he's sleazy in many ways. Anyway, Maggie Smith comes to stay at their house as the housekeeper, and it says she has an unconventional way of keeping people in line and solving problems. Very good dark comedy. Kelly's Heroes. This is a great heist movie set during World War II. You've got Donald Sutherland, who still has every scene he's in. He was filming MASH when this was being filmed as well. You got Clint Eastwood in this. Telly Savalas, Kojak, if you remember him from the 70s. Don Rickles. Like I say, it's a heist movie. They're getting gold bullion behind enemy lines. The Nazis have stolen the gold bullion, so they're going to steal it for themselves. Kess. This is a coming-of-age story directed by Ken Loach about a young boy who's got a really troubled home life, and he puts all his efforts into raising a kestrel. And that comes with this is a Eureka title, by the way, and it comes with a lovely book all about the direction and the story of the characters. Great film from 1970. Largo, Lauren Bacall, Humphrey Bogart, Edward G. Robinson. This is number 85 from 1948 of the Premium Collection. Kick-Ass. Now, when this first came out, it was like a breath of fresh air regarding like superhero movies. I like superhero movies. You got Nicolas Cage as like a kind of Batman character called Big Daddy. You've got Chloe Grace Moretz as Kick-Ass. She is just phenomenal in this film. The profanity that comes out of her mouth, first time you see this, it will shock you, I'll tell you. You've got a great villain, Mark Strong. Aaron Johnson plays Kick-Ass. So she's Hit Girl, not Kick-Ass. She's Hit Girl. He plays Kick-Ass. He has a condition where he doesn't feel any pain. That's not that's like something that happens during the film to him that makes him like that way. Just a really good superhero sort of, just a great film in general. And then you have this one, Kick-Ass 2, set a little whiles after. She's now at school. I say she. Hit Girl is now at school. Her dad. Well, I won't say what's happened to her dad. But you got a whole new team of people there as well as like Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. And it's a really good sequel. Not as good as the first one, but still a good sequel. And she's got this great tool at school. It's like an electric stick that makes people vomit and shit themselves. The Kid, coming of age drama again. It's got Jodie Whittaker in that from Doctor Who. The Kids Are All Right. This is about I put it. When you go and leave your sperm thing, and then other people with fertility troubles come in, and the donor, that's it, sperm donors. Couldn't think of the word. Yes, and these two kids find out that their real father, isn't their real father, and they go hunting down for their real biological father, who's Mark Ruffalo. Annette Bening's in that as well. I do like him and her. Kiki's Delivery Service. I say him and her. Mark Ruffalo and Annette Bening. Kiki's Delivery Service. This is Studio Ghibli number 5. This is a great animated film. Young girl goes. She's got she can perform spells, not brilliant spells, but she has a delivery service where she delivers food and pets and stuff with a broomstick. It's good. The Kidnapping of Freddie Heineken. Freddie Heineken's played by Anthony Hopkins, based on a true story where he was kidnapped by some guys who refused a bank loan. So they're trying to get money through kidnapping. Simple as that. To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee's story. Brilliant story. You've got Gregory Peck playing Atticus Finch. He's defending a man who is accused of rape. And it's a racial thing. It's a black man that's accused of it in very sort of times that are not friendly to black people. I think she only wrote the one book almost right up to her death. It was like 50, 60 years where she didn't write at all, and then she's just Harper Lee. That is. Killing Hasselhoff. David Hasselhoff. Yeah, this isn't Schindler's List, and it's I forget what his name is. Ken Jeong. I don't know. This guy from the Hangover series, amongst other things. There's a thing where you bet on which celebrity is going to die. So he wants to make money, so he bets on David Hasselhoff, and then he has to go and kill Hasselhoff in order to win the bet. It's like insider trading, if you like. That's that one. It was never gonna win any Oscars. Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. I can't remember. I did see the extras on this, or why they filmed it in black and white. I don't know if it couldn't have been to get the age rating down, because it's still an 18. It couldn't have been a budget. I can't remember. If anybody knows, why did they film that scene in black and white? Killer Elite. This is Jason Statham, and he's got to get Robert De Niro to safety, and to get to him, he's got to go through like 3 assassins. It's good movie. Good Statham movie. Killer Joe. This guy, he loses 50,000. Well, his mother steals it, and he hires Matthew McConaughey to get his mother and to get the money back. Kill his mother. I think it's his mother. To kill his mother, and to so he can claim on the insurance. Matthew McConaughey. Killers. Yes, this is the story of like what's his name? Ashton Kutcher. He leads a double life where he's like I think he's an assassin or just works for the CIA. I can't remember which. He works for the government. I'm pretty sure he's just an assassin. And Katherine Heigl, her father is played by Tom Selleck. There's a bit of a twist in the story. I won't give it away. But it's a pretty good film, and there are people out to kill him. His neighbour, I can't think of the guy's name. His neighbour, he's always in comedies. I thought it was a pretty decent film. Killing Season. This is a De Niro again, and John Travolta. John Travolta with a really weird beard and a really weird accent as well. They're from the Bosnian War, but on opposite sides. And John Travolta plays Emil Kovac, and he's hunting down De Niro. Kill Me Three Times. Black comedy. You've got a good cast in this. You've got Brian Brown from what was he in? Cocktail, FX, special effects, that kind of thing. Luke Hemsworth, Teresa Palmer, Simon Pegg. Kill Me Three Times. Kill the Messenger. Lots of kills. Kill the Messenger. Jeremy Renner. This is about the. I think it's based on a true story, isn't it? It's the about the CIA's involvement with the cartel, drug running and stuff to fund the Contra rebels, and I'm pretty sure like American Made that had similar ties with this film. Killing Gunther, Killing Gunther. Killing Them Softly. Brad Pitt. You look at the cast on this. Richard Jenkins, James Gandolfini, Ray Liotta, and Brad Pitt. There you go. It's a good film. It's about someone stealing the mob's money during a big poker game, and Brad Pitt's charged in getting it back. Kill Your Darlings. I don't know anything about this. Daniel Radcliffe, Dane DeHaan. I don't know. I've not seen it. It looks quite interesting though. You see, it's like done like a ransom note. Don't know. I'm gonna have to watch that one. Kin. Yeah, this is about. This kid gets out of prison, goes to his family. Someone's chasing him, if I remember rightly, and he's got to try and find this future weapon to protect his family. Memory's going. Kindergarten Cop. Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is one of his sort of films he did. Was it 90s? 1990, yeah. That era where he was doing like Eraser and all those sort of films, you know, it's just a really good Arnold Schwarzenegger film, suited for the role. So many quotable things. It is not a tumor. He's just placed out of his comfort zone. He's got to look after kids, and he's got to sort of get close to one of the kids because they're trying to track his father, who is a killer. It's good. It's good. Kindergarten Cop 2. Never seen it. This only came out about a week or so ago, so I've yet to see it. The sequel with Dolph Lundgren. I don't think. Just think if Arnold Schwarzenegger would have made a cameo in that, but I don't think he would have. King Arthur. Story of King Arthur. Yes, with what's her face? Keira Knightley, Clive Owen, and it's directed. Oh no, it's not. I thought this was directed by Ridley Scott, but it's not. This is the extended version, and I've seen the extended version, and it's like, well, it seems like about 3 days long. It says extended version. It doesn't tell you how long. Let me just check. This is interesting for you. No, it doesn't say. That really annoys me. They don't put the time on it. But that's quite an old one because it's got the old silver and blue band that goes around. Early one. Okay, pause it and go for the next one. Okay, and we got another King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. This is in 3D. 3D's good. I love this. I thought this was really good. You can probably get this for £1 now. Jude Law, Charlie Hunnam. I think he was in EastEnders. I'm pretty sure it was. But this is directed by Guy Ritchie. I thought this was a really good take on the King Arthur story. This one, King of Comedy. I've not seen this. Robert De Niro, Jerry Lewis. When I bought into a Sky package, they said you can get a free film. So I ordered this. It came. It was a mistake. I was supposed to have ordered a download one, so I had to buy this anyway for like 12 quid. I think you can buy it for like 8 in HMV. Kingdom of Heaven. This is the Ridley Scott one, and this is a director's cut. This is probably about 3 days. 189 minutes, so just over 3 hours. Sword and sandals, if you like that kind of thing. Orlando Bloom in that. King Kong. This is HMV number 11 from 1933. This used to give me nightmares as a kid. The little animatronic King Kong. Interesting fact was the theatre that he breaks out of the chains. If you've seen it in New York, I actually went and saw this in that theatre that it was based on in New York. In case you want to know. Yeah, Fay Ray. It was Beauty Killed the Beast. Great line at the end. It's come on, you must know the ending. Yeah, taking King Kong out of his home and putting him in. Well, they didn't even put him in anything, do they? They just put him on stage, and where were they thinking of keeping him? Anyway, King Kong the remake. Now, a lot of people hate the first hour and a half of this when it's all in New York, and the sort of character building side of the story. That's my favourite part of this. I absolutely love that bit with the old New York and building the skyscrapers, the old cabs and the old theatres. I think that's really good. That's not to say I don't like the second half. I do. I love the second half too, but I prefer the first half. You've got Jamie Bell in this as well. He's like the assistant on the ship. He's good. He was in Billy Elliot. Andy Serkis as King Kong. Adrian Brody, Jack Black. I like Jack Black in this as well. I like the fact he's like, whenever anybody dies, we're going to dedicate the movie to this person. Good, I love that film. Absolutely love it. King of Thieves. This is a good one as well. This is based on the Hatton Garden heist. There was a Hatton Garden heist in H's. Have I got? Yeah, here it is. Really stuck in there. Cranky. Hatton Garden heist, and they remade it again as the King of Thieves. Different cast, much better cast in this one. You have teaming up again. You've got Jim Broadbent and Michael Gambon. Jim Broadbent played Slughorn in Harry Potter, and Michael Gambon was Dumbledore. You've got Ray Winston in this. You've got Michael Caine, God bless you, sir. And this is a much better version, I think. And now they're putting a TV version of it with Timothy Spall. So I'm looking forward to that. Kingsman, the woman with the blades. She is so beautiful. Oh, just think about that for a minute. The woman with the blades. She was in The Mummy, I believe. This is such a good film. Again, this is Jane Goldman who wrote the Kick-Ass films as well. And Matthew Vaughn. They're just good writers, directors. They're just phenomenal. Michael Caine's in this. God bless you, sir. Colin Firth, just brilliant. Samuel Jackson, and he's great in this as well. As he got his lisp, and he's just a nutter in that. But he doesn't like blood. The little pug. Who don't love a little pug? Great film. So it's about a secret service of sorts, like a secret society that protect the earth from nut jobs, and they got all the latest gadgets and equipment and all these underground tunnels and laboratories and great network of people. And then it's a sequel, and lo and behold, we didn't know. We thought it was exclusive to England, but no, the Americans have their own Kingsman Society over there as well. Ours are in like an old-fashioned English tailors, Fey English. The Americans is in a whiskey distillery place. Fantastic. I love the idea that America has it as well. Be good if they did it all over the world. And in this you have Channing Tatum. He's not in it for very long. You've got Jeff Bridges. Love Jeff Bridges. Good cameo from Elton John. And the fight scene in the cafe at the end to the music of Boss Hoss and Cameo is brilliant. Word up. Kingpin, yeah, great film. Woody Harrelson with a comb over, come on. It says on there that you got Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, Vanessa Angel. You've also got Bill Murray. Why isn't he on the front? Why isn't his name up there in the front? It's the Farley Brothers. King Ralph. This very fitting really with the royal baby just come with the American parent, Meghan Markle, and this is a story of the royal family are taken out in an unfortunate accident during a photographs taking scene, portrait taking scene of the royal family. They're all together, and there's something like water and electricity collide, and they're all electrocuted and killed. The royal family are killed. So they're looking for an heir, and they go through all the family trees and whatnot, and they finally come across John Goodman's character Ralph, and he is the heir to the throne of England. Great comedy. I think this is a 90s comedy, wasn't it? Yeah, 1991. Put out some good comedies back in the 90s. King's Speech, sticking with the royal family. Colin Firth plays George VI, and his wife in this, Helena Bonham Carter, who was the Queen's mother, the current Queen's mother. So it's not that set that long ago. Colin Firth has trouble. He has a speech impediment. He can't communicate well with audiences, and technology is caught up, and he has to give public speaks and speeches and address the nation on the radio and whatnot. So to try and get him through this, he teams up with Geoffrey Rush, a linguist called what's his name? Lionel Logue. Jeff Rush. Great characters, great story, and the build up to that speech at the end with the music gaining momentum, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant cinematography. The Kingdom, yeah, this is. It's one of those wars that they sort of pump out all these films of like modern war and espionage and trying to. It's like it's just too much of an influx of them. It's hard to. I've seen this and I have no idea what it's about. It's just so many of them. They're like Black Hawk Down, Black Hawk Down, Green Zone, this, like Hurt Locker, just there's just so many of them, and they all blur into one. King of Devil's Island. It's based on true events in Norwegian history, where you've this prison for young offenders, and there's corrupt wardens that beat and torture and psychologically and physically, and then you have these new inmates arrive and they sort of they turn the system around. It's part of Norwegian history. Kinky Boots. Now this is Joel Egerton. I saw this at the cinema. I saw it recently. This is a French import, and there's no forced subtitles on this, or maybe it's a German import. It's German import. Yeah, no forced subtitles. Joe Egerton, he inherits this bespoke boot shoe making factory from his father. He has no interest in carrying it on, and he's trying to make it work because he has to. He's forced into it, and it's failing. So he happens across this character played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, who is a like a club entertainer. He's a drag artist, and they have a trouble because he's got like size 12 feet, and he can't ever get stilettos or boots to fit him. So he caters fully to for these drag artists, doing bespoke boots for them. Such a good film. Kinky Boots. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I watched this about 3 weeks ago. Robert Downey Jr. teams up with Val Kilmer. What's his name? It's like Gabe Stephen or something. It's funny. Val Kilmer. He's so good in this film. Probably one of his best films. Yeah, and Robert Downey Jr. is trying to make out that he's a private detective. It's just funny, and he's trying to win the heart of Michelle Monaghan in this. It's a good film. Right, 2 more, and then we get the last pile. Kiss the Girl. I think this is the Kiss the Girl. It would be if it's in a cage, yeah, because the other one's Along Came a Spider. Kiss the Girls. If I'm thinking rightly, because there's 2. I'm thinking this is the one where the guy kidnaps Morgan Freeman's daughter, niece, kidnaps his niece, and also kidnaps Ashley Judd as well. He's got like it's not like a basement, but it's like out in the middle of nowhere in the woods in a forest, and it's like an underground lair, and he's got all these cells and all these girls, and he gets them out, and they have to entertain him with like classical music or whatnot, and they're all, you know, drugged up and whatnot, and Morgan Freeman vows to find him, hunt him down. Ashley Judd escapes, but she doesn't know where she is because it's in the middle of nowhere. She sort of bursts out, and she's in the middle of a forest, so she's got no. She's disorientated and slightly drugged. Great film. They should have done some more. It's Along Came a Spider, Kiss the Girls. Thought there was going to be a big series of them. They did do that Alex Cross, the one with the like a younger version of Morgan Freeman when he was younger, and that's supposed to be really jittery and horrible, but I enjoyed that film as well. Kite. Yeah, I've not seen this one. Kite. I don't know anything about this one. I know it's something to do with human trafficking, but that's about it. I'm going to pause it and get the last pile. And we are on the last pile. Kite Runner. This is a story of 2 boys, friends, and they had a falling out. They were sort of drifted apart, and one of them wants to get in contact with the other one and make amends. Claim the Fish. This should be under L's, Little Fish, but I've got it in a case for some reason. Sam Neill, Hugh Weaving, Kate Blanchett. That's all I know about it. I've got no idea. No idea. That's Little Fish, so you have to have a look at a trailer. Night and Day. Tom Cruise. He has skills. He's working for the government, and there's a person who he's looking out for, who has, I think it's played by Paul Dano. He has developed this battery that is never going to run out. It always sort of rejuvenates itself, keeps its charge. I could do one of those on this camera. So a lot of people are after him because this is going to be worth a fortune, obviously, because it's like self-propelling energy. So he gets the battery off this Paul Dano character, and he smuggles it out of the country in Cameron Diaz's bag, and so he drags her in on it, and the government are trying to track him down because they think he's gone rogue. They think he's been bribed, and so he's got him after he's got the government after him. This is Tom Cruise, and he's also got like a cartel, whoever wants his battery, after him as well. So he's got to avoid both sides and try and prove his innocence, and get Paul Dano to safety as well as protect Cameron Diaz because he's dragged her in on it. He's kind of like a James Bond on speed. It's really good. Night of the Dead. This is they're trying to get the Holy Grail from A to B, but during the the times of the Black Death, and on the way they encounter zombies. So it's like there's lots of like knife fight zombies. It's a bit sort. It's a bit like the last Game of Thrones with the Night King. A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. I haven't seen this in forever, so I need to revisit that. K9, James Belushi and his dog, very sort of at the time of Turner and Hooch, that sort of thing. Good 90s. This is 80s, 1989. Didn't think it was as early as that. And then you got K911, the sequel. I've not seen the sequel. Didn't you know there was a sequel till a few months ago? And then K9PI. So I'm going to just assume this is absolute drivel. This is 2002, so quite a leap from the 1989. This is 1999, so They waited 10 years from this. They waited 10 years and did the sequel, and then after that they waited another 3 years and did the next one. So now it's 17 years on. Don't think they're going to go any further with that story. K-19, The Widowmaker, Harrison Ford, Liam Neeson. They're both Russian on a nuclear submarine, the latest nuclear submarine, and you've got Ford as the captain, and then you've got Liam Neeson as his like second in command. They're headed towards America with this nuclear submarine, just doing like reconnaissance and whatnot. But there's a leak in one of the reactors. It's a reactor. One of the nuclear reactor systems that's threatening to ignite the weapons on board. So it's a good tense film. That's an American import. Plays fine on UK players, Region B players. Knocked Up. I saw this at the cinema. How long ago was this? Not that long ago. 2008, 11 years ago. Katherine Heigl. Does she still act? Katherine Heigl. Did I say that just now? The Killers, didn't I? Katherine Heigl and a very young Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd's in this as well. And yeah, they have a one night stand. I can't believe that for a second. Sorry, but I can't. And he gets her pregnant and he has to deal with the consequences. Kong, Skull Island. I love this movie. I thought 3D in this is brilliant. See, now I've seen this in 3D on my TV, and I've seen it in 3D on my brother-in-law's TV. He has a 65-inch 4K curved TV, all the bells and whistles. 3D was really jittery on his TV. He couldn't even watch it on, but he's got passive glasses, and I've got active glasses. I got the ones that you have to put the battery in. Beautiful 3D in this, absolutely amazing. Great cast in this. You got Samuel Jackson, Tom Hiddleston, John Goodman. John Goodman, I'm going to give a bit of a spoiler, so put your fingers in your ear. John Goodman should have been in it longer. That's all I'm going to say about that. Brie Larson's in this as well. I didn't realize. I saw this recently. I didn't even realise that she was in it. Oh, she's the photographer. That's right. Ooh, and they always have to have the big spiders. Why? Knowing Nicolas Cage, I love this film. I think it's one of his best films. Now the story is a school class in the 50s. I think it's the 50s, could be 60s. They're asked to all participate, put a little letter in this time capsule, which they all do. But there's one girl and she's just writing numbers, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell? She's done it now." Put it in, bury it, and that's all that's known. 50 years later, or 20 years later, whenever it is, the school dig up this time capsule, give out a letter to each of the kids in that class who dug it up, and they have to take it home. And because when they're, the thing is, when they have to write these letters to put it in, they're asked what their predictions will be of the future. Anyway, so you've got, like, obviously kids have drawn people in flying cars, all that sort of crap. This one girl, she just puts all these numbers, and Nicolas Cage's son gets that, and it's just numbers. It means nothing to him. He's, what's all this about? Anyway, Nicolas Cage is a professor at this university. He works out the numbers pertain to coordinates and death tolls of events that from 1950, from when it was buried, right up to current. And obviously, this girl could see into the future. But I'm going to leave it there. There's a great plane crash sequence in this. If anything's going to put you off flying, that will. Kramer versus Kramer. Two great actors, Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep. Story of divorce drama from the 70s. Haven't seen it since the 70s, if I'm fair. Krampus. A kid who doesn't believe in Christmas and pays the consequences because the evil spirit of non-believers comes out and brings things to life. Krampus. Crawl. This is 1983, number 83 on the premium collection. We are almost there, people. Kubo and the Two Strings. Girl who has a gift of telling stories through origami and whatnot, and she's forced to go on a quest to solve the mystery of the fallen samurai father. 3D is amazing in that. Kung Fu Panda number 1. I need to change this case because look at that. or just peel off the sticker. No, change the case, that'd be easier. Kung Fu Panda, so funny. Jack Black was born to play or do the voice of Kung Fu Panda. Skadoosh. Skadoosh. And then the second one, I always wonder which one. I've got the first one in 3D and I've got the third one in 3D, but the second one I do not. The second one is as funny as the first one, but yeah, it's the second one. Third one I've not seen. Do have it in 3D, so I need to find someone that sells the second one in 2D. These were quite expensive. I remember rightly, the third, this was like £12 second hand in 3D, and the first one was like a tenner second hand in 3D. So Lord only knows how much the second one will be. So that is it, people. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions, you've got any comments, stick them down below. This was the K's. Subscribe if you haven't. It's absolutely free. Absolutely free. I will try and get back to you on the comments. If you leave a comment, give it a thumbs up. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.